Welcome to the fourth part of Unholy War, and we're continuing, well, the Unholy War.
Unholy War is hell.
Yeah,
In this case, almost literally. Well, it's more of a mine level, I think.
so it's a mine level. You got AUR refineries everywhere.
That means,
They
I
don't
guess,
run out, so
I guess the enemies also can take advantage of that.
yeah. Okay, interesting
Come on, Dwibs,
inversion
you
we
can
got
do
for the
it.
interesting inversion we got for the base. Normally it's the tank, but inside the base itself, but now it's just outside with a slightly smaller unit on the inside. So yeah, if you really need some more enemies, this level for you. Just make sure the enemies don't get there first.
Guess it makes
Well,
sense.
your unit seems to be more mobile, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's another flaming lady.
Oh boy. This one's name
Yeah, you looked and you
Krakatu.
paused.
It's like, oh shit, flaming lady! Pause.
The Flaming Lady, the greatest enemy of the Lady in the Water. I mean, the Narf.
I thought, well, no, Java, we're using Pokemon logic. It's the grass wolf that is effective against, the water lady.
Because that
Oh.
works, doesn't it?
It does, it just needs less stupid names.
Galar region is going to be quite interesting to traverse through. I wonder which of us for the channel will do it.
Oh, I don't have a Switch
It's
anyway.
on Switch, so
Probably either
Well,
Dwibs or Shiroi.
Yeah, just leave it to the Brits.
I mean,
Thank you
I
very
would.
much.
I mean, I would do it myself, but it is technically their region.
Basically, audience, the game we're recording this a bit, not almost immediately, but a bit before the game comes out. So leaks have been rampant. So while
Stop
I'm not,
running away from me, you
I won't say
little
anything specific, but I just say that I'm not too keen on getting the game. That's all.
She's playing psychological warfare with you, Dwibs.
Pew 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 pew.
How's it
Also-
how's running away psychological?
Also, your pea shooter
It's
doesn't seem
aggravating
to
you.
be very effective. Yeah.
Uh,
What the hell was that scream?
A banshee scream, Jesus.
a victory screen.
Don't you mean victory screech?
And yes, because of course you can heal us.
Remember, the natives have a more mystic approach to things, so...
Okay. Too far away in the tank to fire on anyone, because I don't have enough points. I was about to get some points, but the bloody thing killed me.
Maybe you should have used a
Aw.
better unit.
Maybe.
Just
Remember, Lewis, you can
maybe.
perform
Wait,
the best...
a fire villain called Krakatoa.
Yes.
I mean, Lewis, you can perform the best you can in one of the action battles.
Aye.
Wait a minute,
But-
Krakatoa.
It's a
It's a
volcano,
volcano
Java.
that erupted. It's a
I
volcano
know.
that erupted.
Isn't that the chant that Squidward says in that episode where the characters become step-in heroes for that one bit?
Yeah, yeah. There's also that SpongeBob episode, the episode where SpongeBob was like, "You want me to see me run that mountain and back? Do you want me to see you do it again?"
Yeah.
What's the point? What's the point of firing on that enemy? Just heal it.
Well, you're keeping it busy, I suppose. Remember, you are moving while the enemy seems to be stationary right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait there until I get some power.
Arr.
Gore-Tex, eh? Damn, Gore-Tex's mutation serum went horribly wrong.
I mean, Dwibs, you saw the effect of the Avaible Ray even on the more insignificant creatures in Insanity, so you should know that by this point.
Apparently the Avaible Ray can also make some very, very sensual creatures too. Like Tana.
I forgot, do the mutants of duology of the mutants are also by the effect of the Avaible Ray?
What do you mean duology?
The crash of a Titan
Oh.
mind of a mutant.
No. Those are done either. Actually, no. Maybe they are. Okay, maybe in Crash of the Titans, But when it comes to minor immune, that's just from the goggles that Cortex and Brio make.
Okay.
Maybe in Crash of the Titans. What I have to wonder is, whose idea was it to make the ever-so-attractive Nitro Squad, since apparently all mutants that debut in CTR, except for Oxide, who's an alien, were also created by the avaible ray, and that includes the Nitro Squad.
Weird.
He escaped, and I mean, Cortex did say failure again in the first game, so.
I
So
suppose.
the results before he finally got crunched were 5 rather attractive female bandicoots, 1 young preteen bandicoot, and Crush Bandicoot.
Don't forget Viscount Jova.
Oh, Viscount's a Tasmanian devil, but yeah, he's a thing too. I like to try and forget that he in that game exists, though.
By the way, guys, I failed to mention it in the first time we heard the music track that you hear in the map in this level. Keep this track in mind, because it will come back soon.
Oh, I mean, haven't we been hearing it for a while throughout the game?
No, I
anyway?
mean,
In the next title, I guess.
yeah.
Ah, that's what you mean.
Yeah, like I said,
I guess it's...
Again, with it's like I theorize the way in order to, don't cut corners and don't waste too much time, they recycled a lot of assets. Oh, now you're in deep.
Oh, it's your favorite.
For fuck's sake!
Miss Teleportra, aka Pyra.
Damn it, I always got that pig feed, but I ran out of time.
Who do you think is more similar to Jova, Firestar or Starfire?
I'm gonna say Firestar because her body turns into flame.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well,
Also, I just realized that our warrior's name's Squirm.
Yeah.
But it's with a K, Jova, because poor literacy is Q.
A K and a Y. Unlike...
I got some more health. Yeah, those health pickups are a lifesaver.
Well done, Dwibs. You actually managed to pull through.
You're adapting and learning the art of the trade of war.
Using the super edgy robots.
I'm just being patient, more like, and there goes that base.
The flavor text of these units is priceless.
I'll say. So I guess we can consider this like pretty much the main theme of this game that we're listening to right now, considering how much we've heard it.
I thought the main theme more was, well, the title screen theme.
I guess, it's just I feel like we've heard this theme all the more,
I don't think we actually have seen the tank in action in one of these action battles, or have we?
Which tank? Oh, this one? Oh yeah, I don't think we have either.
I love the tanks.
Jäger.
I love the tanks cry every time he gets hit. Damage, damage, damage.
It's a sentinel.
Error!
Barrier! Barrier!
No, please.
Thankfully not as annoying.
Ah, mighty number 9. You may be dead, but you did give us some stuff to work with.
Sorry, Jova, it's not dead until we actually.
Oh right, yeah, the
official
3DS
confirmation
and
of the cancellations.
God, so it's technically still ongoing.
Shiori, question.
Yes.
Did you pimp slap there?
Yeah,
think
what
so.
do you think of that? Yeah, that's the question. What did you think of that bitch slap?
Bitchy. Yes, what was your actual question?
More like, I mean, would you, considering all the moving around of the camera that the escape does, would you have a bit of a hard time playing this game, or would you manage?
It'll probably be fine, because visually it's pretty basic. It's an old game, so...
Yeah, 1998, simple.
I guess, yeah, one of the advantages of the PS1 is that a lot of games were slow by nature, so...
And again, presentation-wise, despite the capabilities of the PS1, it was quite basic, so...
Yeah, that's my new strategy. Use the tank as many times as I can on the bloody fire flyer.
So, tanker.
Yep. Oh, by the way, speaking of tank versus old tank.
Ah, interesting. Animal versus machine.
Who will win?
But the Rhino, aside from the parts, doesn't really have range attacks. So
Target eliminated.
So only one Fire Lady with a pitiful amount of health remains.
And that'll be easy. All I gotta do is get those tanks nearer, make sure I got enough AUR, take her out. Just get a bit closer.
You know, I wonder if Toys for Bob ever thought of making a Skylanders game in this style.
Well, I guess they had to steal the idea, considering they've been responsible for a lot of the games.
Could work.
There we go. Alright.
Dignified victory!
victory.
I'll assume that's a good thing.
Yeah, now that's more like it. Also love how in the save game menu, you know, it's like a computer, you know, loading save data. Saving,
A lot of games,
loading.
a lot of games back then had this kind of thing.
Alright,
Particularly the Disney games.
The Technos creed is to seek progress, the perfection of intelligence through the blending of biological and cybernetic capabilities. The Teslas enjoy pure energy. The Razor Veins augment themselves with bladed plumage, and the kill cycles are permanently mated to their jet-powered vehicles.
Okay.
Of course.
That's one of the most flavorful ways to say we love killing stuff.
It's like Darling and the Franks, but 20 years earlier.
Not enough loot, Dwibs.
Ah, Darling and the Franks. Totally not Evangelion with dinosaurs. Although I'll admit I like Darling and the Franks better than Evangelion.
Basically, we have the enemies surrounded.
Oh shit, so now you have to take them out. Like that.
Yeah, I've got 9 allies to use compared to their 5. All I've got to do is just take them out.
So basically extermination. Also, Jova, I don't know, like I'm a fan
Whoa,
of Trigger.
Lapis.
Yeah, there's a character in the game called Lapis.
Of course.
Well, that is the name of the gemstone, like, literally.
Anyway, Tio, go on. Tio?
The Arcanes took him.
Aww.
Wait, your
Can
friend's
you hear
been
me?
kidnapped?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Jova, your
Okay.
friend's been kidnapped, and all you can say is, "Ah."
Also, Jova, I don't know, I'm a fan of Studio Trigger, but I still technically prefer Evangelion in terms of similar idea.
Really?
Mostly because Trigger only collaborated for Darling instead of being the outright main responsible. And there's the fact that most of the characters in Darling are, to me, more unlikable than the cast of Evangelion. To
I guess
mention,
it
Evangelion
depends.
was the pioneer of the entire deconstructive mecha genre. Darling seems to be trying to be more following in the footsteps rather than, you know, trying to be too similar instead of trying to do something original with it. Not to mention, and this also is, of course, the biggest point of contention, the waifus in Darling in the Franxx
Kamikaze attack!
are clearly not decent enough. I'm sorry, and that clearly makes it an inferior product.
There
Wow.
we are. That's the kamikaze attack. It kills you, but it can either kill the enemy or knock off a lot of their health.
Okay then.
I only used it as a last resort, as you really should do with these attacks.
Yeah.
Trying to do it all at once, trying to do it immediately is can always.
Yes.
Yeah. If you haven't watched them, Jova, I recommend you the 2 videos that Gigok did about Darling. They're pretty much, one is more review like one, and the other is an abridged 1 episode compression of the series.
Huh. Oh, so you can compress it into one episode, eh?
Well, mostly in a sense that it's a very, very broad and in a broad sense it does. Remember, he's the guy who a lot of years ago actually did avaible, and that's basically roughly the first half of the series done in the format of End of Evangelion in 4 episodes total. So he prefers to do videos that are, shorter in that kind of sense instead of embarking in a long, really good series.
So I guess you weren't touched by the ending where the two heroes are reincarnated so that they can finally be happy.
I'm sorry,
and all that
Hero.
jazz.
I don't care about Hero. I know that he's not as whiny as Shinji, but I can't give a fucking shit about Hero. Sorry.
I guess not also number 2. No,
Zero
that's literally
two.
her name, 002.
02 is a decent idea wasted. Besides, Joba, as Dwibs and Shiro can testify for that, I'm more into Ichigo. So...
Fair enough. Oh,
Boy,
you...
I don't condone her behavior in, that episode, the one that made the shitstorm.
yeah. Oh, so Shiroi and Dwibs watched an episode with you?
No, we watched the Giguk videos.
Ah.
So there we are. Once again, I've managed to beat the flying fire person.
You're getting better at this.
After a very long and excruciating battle. It helps that your Tesla unit is specialized in range attacks, so...
And there you go. Dead.
Wonderful.
And so will this guy be in a second. No, actually, no. I don't want to fight him. He,
Okay.
that unit's on a lunch break.
Of course.
He has to dine on pure light.
Metal, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, light. He needs light to power his staff, don't you?
Oh, right, the Tesla unit.
I mean, hey, this game doesn't really have much in the way of lore anyway, so I'd make my
Honestly,
I'd say
again,
it
it
has
does.
its fair amount.
It does, but like I said, but like I think I mentioned, it's more in a Pokédex entry kind of way.
It's sort of like in the
Like-
sense where you get your little info here and there.
But
There's
I guess you
this-
shouldn't take it 100% at face value.
Also, one thing I gotta say for me playing the PAL version of the game, European,
Yeah,
it runs all right actually.
I guess it's because it's capped at 30 FPS.
Yeah, I think it was 30 anyway.
So it doesn't showcase. Remember, the problem starts to arise when a game is supposedly native at 60, while the PAL version is capped at 50. That causes that's for example why the Crash trilogy is at least the first one is really janky for us.
Luckily, I can choose my next enemy to target, or I can retreat by pressing the circle button, but I don't do no retreating.
Sorry, Dwibs, you're not looking for general scales. Seriously, it really looks like it.
Yeah, I gotta say it's
What
impressive
year
that
was
Toys-
Stairfax temperatures? I forgot.
I can't have this battle's
I think
going
it
on
was
forever.
2004? It was way after this, wasn't it? Well, it was originally conceived as an N64 game as Dinosaur Planet. So...
Aye.
Come to think of it, a lot of the games that were the kind of fit the same category of, say, this one in a sense of they were more experimental, and a lot of them just left to die because they were like to be put in the middle of a period, like transitioning games, or the publisher wasn't just caring too much. Like Jet for Gemini, for example. That's actually an interesting game. It's just that it's not as remembered as, say, the Banjo Conquer games.
Yeah.
Besides, in terms of collectathons for the PlayStation, I think you're on about.
I was more comparing the IDOS IP treatment with what Nintendo did for the N64 era of Rare.
I have to say, it's impressive that Toys for Bob made a game that actually doesn't stutter on European PS1 technology.
What the fuck was he doing?
Okay. That's quite the emote that tank has.
I didn't quite catch that. Did they give the finger or something?
It looked like it was doing a little jig as best as it could.
It's a living tank, don't you know?
Well, the lore did say that the tanks get, have. Oh, what is this? No, the lore does say that the Jaegers get, repaired secretly by a child. So
Go forward, bud. Defeat the evil fire lady, Pele. Oh my god.
Confirmed destruct.
Oh.
Kill cycle destructor takes to cut down its health a lot. Blew myself up, and there you go. They didn't have to enter the field of battle.
Tech Dust victory.
Mm-hmm.
Another dignified victory.
I don't want to save my progress. I want to treat it like it's Bomberman Act Zero.
I guess also the how much units you lose determine your final score.
Right, next. Technos research shows that AUR is some kind of solidified energy. In this exotic form, AUR provides power in its purest form, the perfect fuel for machine and sonic manipulations. The Mantis believe AUR's complex internal structure yields an organic byproduct. Though what of creature or process, they remain oddly silent.
So we're literally using what could potentially be somebody's poop.
Not just that, Jova, it's basically the live stream. The Technos or the Shiva.
Okay, time for the crater. We've returned to our starship's crash site. AUR bubble on the reds that are landing tore deep into the service. Ship crashed, caused all this to plop out, take advantage, blow them up.
And here we are back to that nasty Nork sound alike.
Well, this particular arena is similar to the one of the mine. It's just having, those spikes surrounding.
Oh yeah, this is where the frame rate kind of starts to crap out a little bit.
Oh, and just when we were starting to praise Toys for Bob for managing to work with
I wonder
European
what is causing that, though,
technology.
because not much has changed.
Is it? It might be them. Might be them spirals there.
I suppose, but they're solid objects. It's not like they should moving object requires a lot more rendering process. And it's not like you have to count the draw distance either. So what the fuck?
Weird.
Yeah, this is my favorite of the map tracks.
I like it.
Same.
Ardente.
Ardente. It means it means flaming, heating up.
Well, interesting. That's because this game is also in Italian, so
Yeah, it does. Well, it's more of a it's still a Latin word, ardens. I think it's. Well, I'm not remembering for sure if it's pure Latin or it's instead ancient Greek. Still ancient language word. So, but it's been used also, I think, for Spanish language. I mean, if it has to eat beats, flaming lady and all, so why not?
right.
Yeah, it's similar to that one of your Robo unit that was called Dissect with a Y and a Z. That's the same thought process.
Zabrez.
Well, is that one of the new elements of the Deadly Six?
Maybe.
I guess.
The Deadly Six, you have to have a name that starts with a Z. With Organization 13, you gotta rearrange your name and add an X in there.
Actually, it requires removing two of the I's and adding a V. because the number 14 in Roman is XIV.
I'm actually talking about how the naming process of the members go. Like, every member
Oh,
basically
right.
has their name rearranged and has an X ahead.
Oh, you're right. No, but there's also the fact that 358 over 2 days doesn't do the fact that when Shion gets introduced, why did you... I think now it does in one of the side quests, and the manga certainly lampshades it. But the second
now
that-
I can fly now. Who's
Bitch.
flying now, bitch?
Wow, you learned how to fly properly.
Where do you learn to fly?
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
But no, I don't think in the main proper story of 358 over 2 days again mentions the fact that Organization 13 should start renaming itself with Shion's
I
inclusion.
know, right? I guess it's to be a little hint there that, oh, something
Yeah,
fishy's
it's
going
also-
on.
Of the bloody enemy and I die immediately.
Well, you had already Bad Elf, and this is one of the elite type of enemies.
I wasn't ready.
Alas.
So close your mouth, you.
Also, it's a better answer for you, Jova. The original, the actual games made before 350 over 2 days were conceived without having in mind that twist. So they had
Really?
to accommodate a narrative cul-de-sac.
It's like I always say, and sometimes it just feels like they're just making it up as they go along with that series.
Well, to be honest, Jova, by the time of 3D, it had been clear for most people that that was what was going on.
And now that Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, now we have nothing to do but just wait for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Sorta, remember, Jova, part of the lore is now being handled by the mobile game Union Cross, so...
God, don't remind me. I dare to not play that mobile game, and what did it get me? Utter confusion and pandemonium during that one scene during 3.
Not to mention, Nomura was clearly jealous of Nier Automata's success and tried to rip it off.
Which was also from Square Enix.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh snap!
great.
That rhino's giving
Now
you
we're-
some hard times.
Yeah, I guess Rhino has
We're
a
on the
charge
ice
attack.
area.
I will say this though, I do find it interesting how the arenas are constantly throwing in new gimmicks here and there. Like, one had a teleport room and this one has bounce pads, it seems.
Well, as like I said earlier, what arena you go to depends on what tile you're on.
Bounce pad.
It is nice that this far into the game they're still keeping up the level variety. It definitely helps the game feel fresh.
In general, there are different types of terrain. It's how they spruce them up.
That they're managing to, keep at it this well is definitely impressive.
Just like what a good board game should do, basically. A lot of D&D masters sadly don't take into account potentially the terrain for their encounters, and that makes things still serviceable, but not as spicy.
Gran. They were really having fun with these.
Well, in general, Dwibs, they just put a lot of them and then they hit the random generator when it comes to assigning them to the warriors.
Damn it, I was enjoying the track. Yeah, you ruined my enjoyment at the track. Now you must die, Gran.
Sounds like he's groaning every time you hit him.
Yeah, like I said, he really enjoyed the track. He's crying. There you are.
There he goes laughing, or groaning with the ever sound of rust or whatever.
No, he's laughing, yo.
Remember, dudes, apparently the Technos make sure not to clean the metal so that the rust gathers up the malicious energy from the heat of battle, which can cause the ever-evil sounds that we hear.
Yeah, I reckon, I'm not just going by twice, but in this case, I think either Paul Reesey the third or Fred are having a lot of fun doing this one, because they were the lead guys at Toys for Bob. Okay, what do I do next? I know. I'm going to take down Skeletor's cousin, Abaddon. He kind of looks like him.
He
Well,
does.
Abaddon, yeah, another word for Satan. And there's a reason why he's only Satan's cousin.
I think it's
He's
pronounced Abaddon.
Well, he's dead now, so I pronounce him dead person.
Don't you mean X-person?
Yeah, that joke's been done enough.
Well, might as well replace him then.
If you want a HD sequel to this game, you gotta complain until you're blue in the mouth. Ow. Ah, fuck.
Somebody got out alright.
Okay, so I lost to God.
He seems to be your nemesis this match.
Yeah, even more so in this one match than these people. At least I can see to have a pattern down on them.
Yeah.
Okay, I need another unit. Or do I? Oh no, I've got one right over here. Let's get to the AUR bit.
Arjun.
My tactic for this one is to save as much AUR as I can to purchase a good enemy.
Arjun looks like a
enemy.
female common rider for some reason.
A good unit, sorry. Razor Veins are my favourites. And now I'm gonna try and destroy this guy's. He looks like an anime character, an anime vampire character.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome's around.
So,
What a story, Dwibs.
You're so punny, Dwibs.
Thank you very much. Alright, get back in.
Also, I noticed that, I guess, yeah, to compensate the smaller health bar, the Tesla unit have a much bigger energy bar.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah, you see, this is what running away does for you. Nothing, you're actually gonna get caught anyway, so.
Just accept your death.
But, oh dear, my health's not doing too well either though.
oh boy.
What do? I think I've only got like one hit point left. Oh, I just made it.
Barely made it.
Thank God that elite enemy didn't decide to crash the party afterwards.
Yeah.
I wasn't near, so...
And with that, the base is gone. No more units for these pricks.
Now you got an elite enemy to take on.
Yeah. The arcane scum.
We are so much better than them. We just take and conquer the entire galaxy to be run by technology.
Technology rules. Well, technology and magic.
Techno-magic.
Techno-magic was a phrase used in like that Nightmare game show, funnily enough.
Yeah, when it comes to video game Java, it's more Final Fantasy Spain to Final Fantasy VI pioneering the term. It's more magic actually.
One of your favorites, the flying enemies.
That's a problem. It's like they have infinite fly capability. You won't stay the fuck still. Not to mention I'm running low on health.
Yeah.
So I'm just running around, trying to find a good opening.
Now you're both low on help. You're neck and neck.
Oh, health meter. Can I get there? Yes.
Now you've got the upper hand.
It's over, Ardente. I have the high ground.
Even though you are the one flying above me.
I got infinite. Oh.
So she won in the end. Huh.
Of course you... I thought I had the pattern down, but...
You looked like you did for a bit, but alas.
Yeah, it can damage me too. The math. ELK 3894. Alright, 20.
Yeah, get my mana. Come on.
Yeah. Mana will be the key to the Teknos
Solve it.
victory.
Yeah, exactly. We'll roboticize mana.
I'm sure she'll love that.
Why not? Robodogs sound cool.
Well, depends, Dwibs. Do you want a female version of K9 from Doctor Who?
Depending.
Yeah, the fireworks are still going off around here.
Oh, you got fireworks going on?
Bonfire Night, Jova.
That was yesterday.
They'll be going off for weeks, Dwibs, you know this.
I mean, well, it's just been for a few days around here.
So what does Bonfire Night celebrate for you guys over there?
Remember the 5th of November, Jova.
Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament.
And you celebrate that.
Yes.
Oh, we celebrate his death.
It's a celebration against the tyranny of power, Jova. It's symbolic and stuff.
Well, more like we celebrate the Parliament not getting blown up. I mean, politics is a shit show, but I don't want them dying.
It was a failed bomb plot, basically.
Ah. Weird way to celebrate that.
Follett had apparently the right idea to incorporate that in one of his books for some
Teknos
reason.
victory. Imposing victory. Imposing? I'm not sure on that one.
Considering how little ore you collected, yeah.
Okay. Preview for the next part. Finale of the story. Most Quicksilvers are tempted by the softness and desires of their flesh. They must shift back to their human for at least 10 minutes each day. Though deeply repugnant to most Quicksilvers, there is a small secret group within their nation which advocates accepting and enjoying their dual nature.
So, what if, just hear me out, what if Quicksilvers were people?
What if indeed?
Scenario 11.
I'm sorry, Gabe, we just went through
Our
the
invasion
entire
plan for this world is
Detroit.
nearing completion. To consummate a victory must transfer the greatest arcane stronghold and Penal destroy the fort there. We've been stopped by High Ridge Crossroads by an arcane outpost. In the next part, we're going to encounter a very, very, very narrow level, which doesn't lead to a whole lot of, more strategic planning as opposed to just spamming enemies all over the place.
Of course.
Alright.
See you for the finale.
See ya.
See ya.